Hi everyone, Emma Talisi here. Thank you all for joining me live today. So if you're dropping in live or you're catching the replay, definitely drop me a note below. It'd be great to know that you're online and that you're watching. So this morning I wanted to share with you some top tips for being mindful. I know in everyday life it's really hard for us to stay mindful. We have a habit of thinking about future events. And a funny example is that I went to a wedding recently, and at the wedding all of the people there were talking about the next wedding that they were going to, and I kept thinking, why can't we just enjoy this wedding that we're at right now instead of thinking about the next wedding that we're going to or the next event that we're going to meet people and see people. And that's what we have a tendency to do, is we always seem to think about future events, and then when we're at the future events we think about other future events instead of being mindful and being really present and in the moment and enjoying that moment right there and right then. Because sometimes there's a tendency for us to not realize how important that moment is until it becomes a memory. And I don't want that for your life. I want you to be more present and more mindful. So I wanted to share 3 top tips with you today. And my first top tip is write things down. If you find that you are in a situation where you're having a conversation with someone, or maybe you're in a group event and you're talking to people and your mind is whizzing away, whirring away with ideas and things that you want to do later or things that you want to say, just write it down. That's what I want you to do, is get those thoughts out of your head so you're no longer thinking about them and you can actually focus on being present and in the moment and talking to people there and then without your mind whirring around with ideas. And that leads me nicely on to my second top tip, which is listening. It is really hard for us to listen. We all have a tendency that when we are talking to people or having a conversation, in our minds all we're thinking about is what we want to say next, how we want to respond. We're also waiting for them to stop talking so that we can start talking. When actually what we should be doing is trying to be 100% present and just focusing on what that person is saying right there, right then, with nothing going on in our minds. And it's a really hard skill to master, but it's a really fantastic skill to master, because if you can do that and 100% listen to what that person is saying to you, that is going to be fantastic for them, because they're going to feel like they are really being listened to, really being understood, and that's a great feeling for them. And the thing is, if they're really feeling listened to, they're more likely to then want to listen to you as well. So that's my second top tip, is try practicing the skill of not thinking about anything when you're having a conversation with someone, but just 100% listening and focusing on the words that are coming out of their mouth. And then when they have stopped talking, then let your mind work and just see what comes out, see what you want to say, see what your mind has thought about when you haven't even been thinking about what your mind is thinking about. So that's my second top tip. And then my third top tip is focusing your mind. So it's not about clearing your mind and getting rid of all your thoughts, but really trying to focus it, because if we leave our minds on autopilot, we have thousands upon thousands of thoughts in a day. And what I want you to do is, maybe when you're not doing anything specifically, maybe you could be going for a walk or you're on the tube to work or whatever it is that you're doing, but try and focus your mind. Don't leave your mind going in autopilot, but really focus it. So if you're walking along a pavement, maybe have a look at the pattern of the pavement and just see what kind of patterns you can make. And the idea is just to focus your mind as opposed to leaving it on autopilot. And it's okay if your mind does wander. It's picking up and noticing that your mind is wandering and then bring it back to whatever it is that you're trying to focus it on. That's a really good skill to be able to master, to help you to be mindful in everyday life. So if you're interested in finding out more top tips, or there are more techniques for you to become more mindful in everyday life, then I'm starting a free challenge on Sunday called Rocktober, because I really want us to rock in October, being mindful. It's a free 31-day mindfulness challenge, and I'm going to set you tasks and activities and things that you can take part in every single day for the month of October. And there's nothing that you have to do. All you have to do is drop me a yes below if you're interested in taking part in this mindfulness challenge. That's all you have to do, and then I will inform you with more details tomorrow as to how we're going to do it and how you can be actively taking part in this mindfulness challenge. Because what I want you to do is to master mindfulness, become more present and in the moment, and begin to enjoy life and enjoy those moments whilst you are there before they become a memory. So definitely drop me a yes below if you're interested in taking part in that challenge. I'm really excited to get started with that on Sunday. Thank you all for watching my video today, and I will absolutely speak to you all very soon. Take care.